Hey,
Mazel tov.
Havana gila, Havana gila, Havana gila. Hey, you think?
Hey.
Okay, thinkers, it's time to put your thinking caps on. It's time to think. You think?
Welcome to You Think, a podcast by two gays that don't.
I'm the Prima and
I'm Pink Pancake.
and today we're men.
Today we're men. Today we are men because it is our 13th episode. And that means we're celebrating our Bar Mitzvah.
Yes, we thought long and hard about what to do for our 13th episode because many podcasts don't make it to 13 episodes.
Usually they stop at 12.
Yeah, so we thought, what if we reflect on our Bar
Mitzvahs. So we're still going to do the same format that we always have ever done since the beginning of time, 13 episodes ago, which is three segments. Three as in the second
13.
number in 13.
The way our mind
segments.
works.
Yeah, and one brain is we're a group. Okay, so segment number 1 is called You Think. That's when we talk about what we're thinking about, which is our Bar Mitzvahs.
Right.
Number 2 is Group Think, and we will be talking about something having to do with Bar Mitzvahs in the group. And then the third thing is, what do you even think I'm, baby? I don't even know about that, but we'll get into it, okay? So let's think about our Bar Mitzvahs.
Okay, so
I feel that just in case there is a thinker out there that has their earbuds like with our nasal voices, and they're like, what even is aBar Mitzvah? We should explain that to them.
I feel like we should explain it, and I'm probably more well versed to do this because I
and
went
why?
to an Orthodox Jewish school growing up.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like it. Do you want to try?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I actually feel like I'm pretty good at this stuff because I have had to do it a lot.
You have, as a Jewish educator.
As a Jewish educator, well, I don't even get into that in Jewish education.
Right.
We actually have so much to discuss when it comes to Judaism.
No,
We
it's
actually have so much to
crazy.
discuss.
No, it's getting crazy. First of all, this is a Jewish run podcast.
Yes.
So we get
it's
free
2 Jews,
challahs. Yeah.
and then that's it.
Yeah.
Because everyone else behind the scenes is not Jewish.
True.
Actually, no. Jack, who made our our theme song is Jewish, which always surprises me every time he brings it up. And that's kind of it. So and Peter, who's in the other room right now, who's our sometimes producer, is married to a Jew.
There we go.
So he is in a way Jewish.
Yeah, Jewish.
And I identify as Jewish, but I will right now tell you what a bar mitzvah is. So a bar bat b'nai mitzvah, it could be any of those beginning parts, is a ceremony where a Jewish child at the ripe age of 13
or 12 if you're a woman,
or 12 if you're a woman, is brought into the world as a Jewish adult, okay? And they have to say a Torah portion, They have to make a little speech. They have to do a mitzvah project, which is giving back to the community. It's community service kind of vibes.
Yes.
And then, if you're lucky, you get to have an amazing party, okay?
Yeah.
And these parties are often themed, especially when they're American bar mitzvahs. And you get to invite all of your friends in 7th grade.
Which is so
and
fun.
all of your parents' friends too.
Yeah, there's nothing like being an awkward adolescent, figuring out who you are, what your voice sounds like.
Yeah, it's probably the worst time to have the spotlight.
Yeah, no offense to Jewish religion and culture, but we really flopped with the timing on bar mitzvahs.
Well, the thing about it is,
please.
Back when Judaism was invented, the average life expectancy was really different.
Right.
So 13 was manhood.
Similar to podcasts. It's like they didn't think they were going to make it past 13. You're an adult now.
Right, exactly. Yeah, we're adult podcasters now.
Yeah, we really are. Yeah. So today we want to talk through like our bar mitzvahs, what they were like, some highlights, and kind of just really
some
share with our audience.
Yeah.
You want to hear how my tour portion went?
Yeah.
Lupa. I'm currently, unfortunately, obsessed with this AI video of these creatures with giant lips going lupa chalupa chalupa, lupa chalupa, and it's kind of like a tour portion.
It kind of did, especially the way you just said it sounded like a
Barucha lupa.
I actually know the first word of my Torah portion.
What is it?
Because it's my
Baruch?
Jewish. No, it was my Hebrew name.
Oh.
It was Moshe. It was like Moshe.
You must have liked her. See, the awkward thing about this is like
you also have to sing your Torah portion.
You have to sing
like
down,
chant.
No matter what, even if you have a horrible voice, even if singing is not something you ever aspire to do. But I'm sure for like the Broadway divas, like you're like, oh, this is my solo.
In 7th grade, when I was 13, I was definitely thinking like, this is my time to shine.
Right.
Like I was like, I literally am going to destroy this performance. And I remember, so
how did you prepare? Like, did you have a tutor?
My birthday's June 1st, famously. Everyone knows that because that was on a different episode of this podcast.
Right. First day of Pride.
Yeah. And June is not like a time when people really are Jewish. Like the summer is like people kind of take a break from it. You're totally off from the religion. Especially growing up super duper reform.
Yeah.
And so I could either do mine before I turned 13 or after. But if I did it before I turned 13, I would have been in 6th grade. Because I'm kind of old for my grade.
Right.
So I decided to do it October. And do you know, I think, wasn't my bar mitzvah like the same weekend as your wedding?
Probably. When was it?
Well, no, I think mine was October 22nd and yours was October 19th.
October 19th, yeah.
So
guess when my bar mitzvah was?
November 5th?
No.
Wait, I have the shirt.
Oh my, do you do?
I forget.
5th is right.
February 5th. No. January 5th.
No.
March 5th?
Yes! And I just heard on a podcast.
After.
Yeah, and I think that's Matt Rogers' birthday. He just said that was his birthday on a podcast. So, like, we share so much.
You share so much.
We share
and
so
I share
much.
so much with you.
Yeah.
So, by the transitive property,
right.
I share so much with him, too.
Sharing is caring.
And, how did I prepare for my bar mitzvah? So, growing up, like, really Jewish. Sorry.
Not at all.
Sorry. Growing up really not Jewish. I forgot that. I didn't... Yeah, just like, I don't know. But the cantor,
nice.
The cantor of our synagogue was...
And cantor's like singing Diva Down.
Yeah, singing Diva Down. Ours was this amazing woman named Cantor Kazansky. She is such an icon diva. And you would have to go to her like really hot little office and learn your Torah portion. And then in my overnight camp, you could choose to have like a tutor for your bar mitzvah.
Right.
And so I remember you got to go into like the air conditioned staff room and talk to some women who like knew how to speak Hebrew.
Yeah. Similarly had an experience, but my mom, shout out Queen listening. Hey mom, she got me a tutor. I forget this woman's name, but she was so smart. I think she ended up going to Harvard. And she would like teach me.
It was Elle Woods.
But yeah, it was Elle Woods. And then you had someone at the synagogue who would like check in, I think the rabbi.
Yeah, I think I had that too. But we had like a tutor through the synagogue as well.
Okay, no, mine was just like a freelance.
Yeah.
And because I like really needed the extra help. Like it was so difficult for me.
Even though you like went to
I went to Jewish school because everyone else like basically.
You probably had more to live up to.
So much.
Well, in my situation, in my town, it was like if you just said some mumbo jumbo, like we were going to be impressed.
Yeah, basically it's like you could read up to like 7 full portions of the Torah and like people in my class would do like all 7. And I'm like, I am not able to.
Did you do all 7?
No, I think I did 1.
I probably only did 1.
Yeah, it was so difficult.
Or like half
but
of
one was like so lit and then like so amazing, like so cool. It's hard because like basically the words are literally in the Torah. So they don't
You have to read the Torah too.
You have to read the actual Torah, the actual Bible, a giant
You're not
scroll.
allowed to touch it with your
You can't touch it.
fingies.
But basically you learn with like all of these punctuations. So you're like, oh, this note is like, and this note is like, but when you get to the Torah, it doesn't have any of that. So you just have to remember it in your cappy.
Basically, you just remember the like
Sound.
Full thing.
Yeah,
you just like
thing.
memorize it, and then you don't even really read it from the Torah. You just like pretend to.
But my God, I was like,
I
no, this isn't for me. This isn't for me. Yeah. This isn't for my culture. Although it literally was for my culture.
It was literally our culture. Yeah.
So I studied. I had the thing at summer camp too. You know, I'm a hard worker, but God, I didn't like that process at all.
Yeah, it wasn't fun.
No, it wasn't fun. I was like, isn't this just supposed to be fun? And
no, I don't think it is. That's the thing about religion is like it's not. Actually, can I
say it?
I'm gonna say this.
Say
it. Crazy thing. I literally came to my parents and I was like, so I obviously am a performer and I just find that Judaism isn't like always the most entertaining. And I want to do something really special for my bar mitzvah. So I was thinking that maybe we could bring in a choir from a black church.
Wow.
I literally did this. Maybe we could bring in a choir from a black church so that they could sing, and they can sing like Jewish songs and stuff.
Yeah.
But it could be like actually entertaining for once.
And what did they say?
They said, go to your room.
Interesting. And so let's talk about themes. What was the theme of your bar mitzvah?
My party.
I mean, whatever part of it was themed.
Well, I don't know if you're asking for what my Torah portion was.
No, then I would have asked what's your Torah portion?
Okay, totally. My theme, so my bar mitzvah has a lot of lore around it because I did make a one-woman show about my bar mitzvah.
Right.
And my bar mitzvah was slightly traumatic. But
we're going to get into that.
Yeah, the theme from the show is not actually the theme of what it was.
Right.
Because I had to make it, but it was basically the same thing. My theme was just like entertainment in general. It was movies, Hollywood, and Broadway.
Wow.
So it's but
pretty much every gay guy I know like had that as their theme.
Totally.
Except for me.
No, your theme was a little bit.
Mine was
less
just like a color scheme, you know. I was trying to be more classic, more traditional.
And what were the colors again?
Blue and gold.
And then what were the T-shirt colors that you gave out to the
Black.
kids? And so tell me how that makes sense.
I just feel like black shirts are a lot more slimming, and so many of my kids like growing up looked horrible in shirts.
Yeah, so you needed to make sure they were slimming down. Yeah, but and the shirts had nothing to do with the theme.
No.
Yeah.
Why would we tie that in?
No. Yeah. Your mom hadn't met Sean and John yet.
Yes, and you mean Sean and Michael for sure.
Yeah, Sean and Michael.
But I had so that was like the general scheme. So it was like, ooh, the tables are blue, but the balloons are gold. Oh, so cute. But
and what's your favorite color?
None of those. But I was like,
what is your favorite color? I actually don't know.
Pink.
Is it for real?
Yeah.
I would have said pink.
Me and my niece, Ruby, we share a favorite color, which is pink. Yeah. Sorry, I just think it's an adorable color.
It is adorable.
I think it's so fun. Like, it's so girly. And yeah, colors are gendered.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
So anyways, we landed more on like the theme, but I was like, I wasn't worried about like the color scheme or anything. I was more about the vibe.
Yeah.
I was more about the experience
of
the
what,
crowd and the
what
audience.
was the vibe and experience?
Unbelievable. Never been to a party like this.
Okay, tell me everything.
Unbelievable. Well, first of all, we had a couple giveaways, which like that's another big thing in Bar Mitzvahs.
Yes.
Like, what are you going home with? See, since I went to a Jewish school, we had 50 kids in our grade. So we had a bar mitzvah every week for 2 years.
Probably sometimes like twice in a night.
Yeah.
You had to choose.
Well, they tried to be considerate and like talk to each other and be like,
there's small enough amount of people.
Yeah.
We kind of tried to do that too.
Yeah. Well, you would think that's what would happen. But Rachel Renz, if you're listening to this right now.
You're on thin ice.
You're on my shit list, queen. You're on my shit list. It's not her fault. It's really her parents' fault. But our grade was really good about like not, overlapping bar mitzvahs. But Rachel Renz decided, I need to do one the same weekend as Donald's. Luckily, like, there's a lot of complications. Like, mine was kind of like talk of the town vibes. And Rachel's was like, okay, we'll go bowling on a Sunday. So, yeah, I feel like I definitely had enough people there. But the complication with bar mitzvahs when I was growing up is everyone I went to school with was Orthodox, religious, Jewish. And my temple was not Reform, but conservative, which is in the middle. Now, a lot of parents at my school were very uncomfortable with this level of Judaism.
Whoa, because it wasn't
Jewish enough.
And to me, that was like too Jewish.
Yeah. It was like some people drove to synagogue.
Right.
And that was like, oh, okay, so they're not Jewish.
Yeah.
But not everyone did. You were able to walk from my house, but it became a whole thing.
Also, I feel like ultra-Orthodox people, or like Orthodox people, they consider anything less than that not Jewish.
Right. It's just like Jewish or not Jewish, they're very binary.
Yeah, to them.
So, to them. So basically, whenever there was a bar mitzvah, it would also require, like, if you were going, you would stay in that town for the weekend.
Whoa, because you had to walk.
Yeah. So, like, if my friend
Sabbath?
was, if his bar mitzvah was on a Saturday in Sharon, Massachusetts, I would stay at a friend's house in Sharon for the weekend. So it was a whole weekend affair. Your parents wouldn't just, like, drop you off for the bar mitzvah. It's like you had to stay somewhere for the weekend. But very few people lived in the town that I was in. So it was like, we housed a lot of folks.
Oh my goodness!
The weekend of my bar mitzvah, we had like 10 kids staying at the house.
Whoa!
And then like staying.
Was that fun?
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah,
it was like
or was
boys
it stressful?
who were staying over, and I wasn't really friends with boys.
Okay.
So I was like, why are you here?
Yeah.
And then like the girls were staying at like other people's houses, and I was like, I wish they could just stay at our house. Like, they're so much more my speed.
But they probably couldn't because boy-girl stuff.
Yeah, and like lupa chalupa. But
yeah.
But then a lot of folks didn't come to the bar mitzvah part, but then came to the party. Which I was totally fine with. I didn't want to have to sing for them. I was like, this is too much pressure as it is. So a lot of them like went to Rachel Renz's bar mitzvah during the day.
Every time you say it, I think you're going to say Rachel Ray.
No, I have many Rachels who have been in my life. But then they came to my party at night, but it was kind of like, there was kind of talk of like, can you go to Donald's bar mitzvah? Like, is that okay religiously? Yeah, I was like big scandal.
That's
vibes.
Incredible.
Yeah.
And so then your party, I imagine like a lot of hip hop music because that's what you like, but maybe you weren't allowed to.
No, that I was like, this is important to me.
Yeah.
We met with the DJ. Shout out, I don't remember your name. Bar mitzvah DJs are one of the. Didn't you try out for one and didn't get it?
Not bar mitzvah DJ, bar mitzvah dancer.
Oh.
And I think I did not get that.
Yeah.
But Julia got it. My old roommate and I, we like went to a bar mitzvah dancer tryout, and she got it and I did not get it. And then, but she had to go to so many trainings, and they never actually hired her to be a dancer.
Oh my God.
So I actually ended up coming out like better from it because she never actually got paid. And the trainings were unpaid. And it was like, you have to go to the trainings or we'll never book you. But then they never booked her. It was very weird.
That's so mean.
It was like a weird scam.
Maybe it's for the best. She's engaged now.
Yeah,
like, that wouldn't have happened if she went to bar mitzvahs.
Exactly. Yeah,
you know? So, but anyways, so so much drama surrounding the thing. But when we had the DJ, we sat with him and like they had a catalog of music that you could choose from. And I was like, I remember they had like a list of songs, kind of like you were going to a karaoke place. And they're like, just star the ones that are important to you. I sat with this binder for like 2 whole weeks. And I was like, I need to curate the vibe.
The best playlist ever.
And it was like all hip hop because that's what I enjoy to this day and did then. And I was like, you know what? My camp friends will know the songs. Like my school friends won't, but like my camp friends will know the songs.
I'm like, once you came to college, do you like stay in touch with anyone from school?
Not really.
Yeah.
But I had camp friends, and basically my camp friends were like the cool ones. And I'm like, oh, these people will like grind at a bar mitzvah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
the grinding of it all was such a thing.
Did you guys consume alcohol at bar mitzvah? Me neither.
Yeah.
That's why.
Did kids do that?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I know kids would like sneak into bathrooms and bring in alcohol. I know, but that's why in solidarity with them, again, I'm not drinking during this podcast episode. I'm only drinking water because this is the bar mitzvah special. So I just don't want to like make it.
I do remember my friend JD. I forget his last name, but in middle school,
Vance.
He got sent to a boarding school because he got like wasted one night when he was 12, and we were all like, "What?
Oh my chupa shalupa!"
Yeah, I think it was 7th grade, and like 8th grade he went to boarding school.
Whoa.
Yeah,
I always wanted to go to boarding school. I thought it was like hot.
It probably
I never
was,
asked about
but his
it.
Was like you did something bad kind of boarding school,
right? And you don't want like Paris Hilton went there and said it was really bad.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
Anyway, so your party was...
So the music I chose, I was like hip hop. I remember this one song was like, move your body like a snake, man. But then they didn't play it at the bar mitzvah. And I was like, what did I put in all this work?
Did they do any of the songs you wanted? Or like
They did a couple. They did Yeah by Usher, you know. But I was waiting for certain songs that I knew I'd picked out.
And that they never did.
But they ultimately mostly did. Thank you, Mom. You picked a great DJ. And
they
also,
mostly did. Okay.
And then
I was gonna say it's kind of like a drag roulette when you like pay $1, but like they'll play like 70% of the songs.
Yeah. And so I was like, this is pretty good. And also picked the songs for the candle lighting thing where like next candle.
Yeah.
Is
So
my
if you haven't
friend.
been to Bar Mitzvah before, they will light 13 candles, and every single candle will be like dedicated to someone that is usually in the room.
Right.
And usually they will write a little like stupid poem.
Yeah,
to,
blurb. Like candle number 4 goes to my Aunt Gail because you are faster than a snail.
Exactly.
Like that.
And for my bar mitzvah, I wrote every single one of those myself.
This was before ChatGPT.
Yes. I don't use that shit. Most of the
Claude?
time. Google AI.
Chupa chalupa.
Sometimes. Yeah, there's your AI. I wrote all of my poems, and normally it was like the Jewish mother would write all the poems and then hand it to the kid the day of. But I like wrote every single one.
Yeah, you took
and I
matters
felt
into
so proud of it. And I remember being like, I'm going to destroy this, and I am going to like this. This is going to be a performance of a lifetime.
Yeah.
I have my entire bar mitzvah on video, including the service, and I went watching back the like poems I wrote. I had 0 stage presence.
Wow.
I was giving absolutely nothing.
Wow.
I was so shy. I was like, but in my head, serving.
It's a lot. It's a lot to like have to do that at such a young age.
Yeah.
I mean, as a performer, you probably should have been better at it. But like for other kids who were shy and awkward, I'm like, to make them the center of attention. It kind of reminds me at weddings when it's like, they're like, now everyone dance. I'm like, not everyone's vibe is dance.
Right. Not everyone's vibe is dance. And also not everyone wants to like enter a room with people cheering for them.
Right. That's all I want.
Right.
So I loved it.
Yeah.
But it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should I talk about my entrance or no?
I would like you to talk about your entrance, but also the music curation process.
Well, we have very different like approaches to bar mitzvah.
Right.
And I feel like I have to set the scene.
I would like you to set the scene.
Well, so I keep hitting this lamp.
Oh my chalupa.
Okay. So growing up, I grew up a closeted musical theater kid. I was heavily bullied.
Closeted about your love of musical theater or homosexuality?
Of my homosexuality.
Got it, same.
The love of musical theater was slay and out and proud.
Yeah.
But the love of dick and cock was very quiet at the time. So, but I was definitely bullied for it. And then going into my bar mitzvah, while Donald spent 2 weeks like choosing his music,
right? I
did not know pop music. I didn't know music at all. I only knew musical theater.
Oh my god!
And so I also realized that like my dad only listens to the Grateful Dead and like jam bands and stuff like that. So that was the music that was played through like my home growing up. So I just thought like, oh, music isn't really for me.
Right.
Like, I don't really like music. And that's fine. And then I found musical theater and I was like, wait, I love music. I just like this music. And then after that, I started to find like pop music and stuff. I was like, oh, wait, no, I just like hate jam band music. But this was a time when I didn't realize, like when I discovered the Beatles in like 8th grade.
You liked that?
Yeah.
I was listening to Missy Elliott. I was watching music videos on MTV. I was dancing in my living room.
I was dancing in my living room.
To the Beatles?
To Chicago the Musical. I used to put 5 chairs out and do the Cell Block Tango.
Wow.
And I would play every part.
That is very homosexual.
Exactly. And so when I came to my bar mitzvah, I didn't think that Rose's Turn would keep me in the closet as my entrance number. So I just told the DJ to play whatever he thought was best. And they decided to play I'm Coming Out by Diana Ross. And then I unintentionally came out at my bar mitzvah, which is actually not the true story, but that is the story that was by Monday at school. That was the story.
Oh my
And so much so, like, and the bullying like got worse, boots, and it was like usually after your bar mitzvah, everyone's like congratulations, but like my Monday, everyone was like, we heard you came out, like we heard you're gay, we heard you came out as gay your bar mitzvah, so that was really sad. And then this literally I remember my senior year of high school. So middle school, I was like bully boots. Yeah. But then once I got to high school, they just kind of like left the theater kids alone, and so we just like hung out with each other and like it was.
Who do you think kids bully now? The jocks?
I think it's like the same.
Yeah.
Especially right now. I think
right now
maybe
it's
like
back.
when like towards the end of like Obama's presidency, I think it was like the Glee kids probably bullied the jocks, but now I think it's like kind of back to normal. But who knows? But my senior year of high school, I'm walking through the cafeteria and I hear a table talking about my bar mitzvah and how I came out at my bar mitzvah when they played Diana Ross.
Oh!
I'm like, we're still talking about this? Is that we're still talking about this?
That's crazy.
What the hell?
Yeah.
That was so long ago.
Let a girl
live it down.
That's trauma, as Jamie Lee Curtis says. Right. Trauma.
But the song that they actually played was not Diana Ross. Oh. It was Pink's "I'm Coming Out, So You Better Get This Party Started." I'm coming out. And so I think that the DJ was probably like, "Oh, I'm coming out, so you better get the party started."
Yeah, like, let's get the party.
And then it turned into the dance party. So I think they were.
Once my brother and I made a band, and we made it in my room, and we got pots and pans, and I was like,
"Oh, your mom must have hated that." I have
a song.
Yeah,
and this is what it's gonna be. It's an original song. This is my life. This is the way it goes. This is the way it flows. And then someone was like, "That's I'm coming out." So I plagiarized, I guess.
Yeah, but like, so did Olivia Rodrigo, and she used to give like 50% of one of her songs to Taylor Swift. So it happens to the best of us.
Pink, Alicia Moore, I believe your name is.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this right now, I apologize. This record of mine, it didn't go triple platinum like it did, like yours did, but it went triple platinum in my room, honey. Okay, this is my life, so you better get used to it. And I was like, I walk into the mall and I get my stuff, and anyways, it was really good.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah,
I'm glad that you have that.
I didn't
creative
perform
outlet.
it at the Bar Mitzvah, and that was the last time I really got into like performing in that way.
Yeah. But my bar mitzvah was perfect besides
what else went down?
I'm trying to think of so that happened. That was like obviously a really big moment.
Right.
Oh, I remember my cake, I wanted it to look like a stage. But back then, and something that was happening a lot was people would make like fake foam cakes that looked like cake from afar so that they could be like really intricate.
Like before is a cake?
I don't know.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. This is just something. My brother had like a fake cake that looked like an ice hockey rink. And so it was like,
his theme like ice hockey?
His seemed ice hockey. Yeah.
Okay, so obviously you're gay.
And so I wanted mine to look like a stage, but they didn't even attempt to make it look like a cake. Oh. They like and I like drew out exactly what I wanted. And what arrived was a green, because my favorite color was green at the time.
You're wearing a green shirt right now?
Oh my God, I'm honoring myself. Was a green curtain on like a foam black, like rectangle-y stage.
Interesting.
And so it didn't look like a cake in any capacity.
Did it taste like a cake?
Well, it was foam.
I don't have a familiarity with what you're talking about. They would make a fake foam cake that wasn't cake?
It was not cake at all, but they would put the candles in and do the candle lighting ceremony, so it probably was like a lot cheaper.
Got it.
And it looked like cake.
People eat
and then when they would pass out cake, they'd pretend that it was that cake, but like it certainly wasn't.
I'm sorry, that's crazy work.
Yeah.
That's crazy work.
Yeah. So my brother had that like foam cake that was a success, and I had one that was, and I remember like I was probably a bridezilla. Like when
sure.
the cake came out, I was like, this is not what I wanted. And also they had put a random framed picture of me in the center of this stage.
Oh.
And I'm like, this is a picture of me from kindergarten.
Right.
What is going on? And I was like, Mom, this is not right. And we like fixed it as best as we could.
Yeah.
But my friend Ella Cohen, who actually she didn't make it to my bar mitzvah, but I knew her since kindergarten.
Why didn't she
was not invited?
Oh,
because there was like a period where she just like went to a different school than I did, and then she came like I think in 7th grade. So it was too like because I was the first bar mitzvah, so I couldn't like suddenly add people, you know. But any whoozer woozer, She at her sister's wedding, there were like a lot of things wrong, and her sister's an event planner, like as a profession, like a PR person as a profession. So she just had to like fix everything.
Oh my God.
And I feel like that was me and my mom at the beginning of my bar mitzvah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, this is not how it should be.
Yeah.
But your voice is probably like,
yeah. Oh, yeah. Squirrel,
yeah, your voice is. I
sure.
watched a video from my bar mitzvah in preparation for this, and yeah, your voice is like.
It's so
it's like
high.
When you pick up the phone
well,
and it's like,
I feel like
you
went to puberty earlier than I went to puberty.
I did. I was like the tallest kid in my grade.
Yeah,
me and
I was
Esther
the shortest.
who was like a model. Tall girls. Also, some incredible details from my wedding.
Wedding or bar mitzvah?
So I'm going to talk about my bar mitzvah now because I just got so distracted because I saw a wedding picture in the background. For my bar mitzvah is you walked in and it's like, oh, are there signs that he's gay? My mom had a big poster of Drew Barrymore.
Dead.
Because I was obsessed with her.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like photoshopped of me and Drew Barrymore being like, sorry, I couldn't make it to your bar mitzvah, Donald. I was like, but I remember walking in and being like,
yeah.
This is like before AI.
Yeah.
Like Photoshop, like pretty new. I was like, oh.
Also, I feel like nowadays celebrities are like much closer to our fingertips because they're
on social media
and they can like say whatever they want to say. And also you could like buy a cameo if you want to spend that much money on something. But back then, like not at all. No. And all that you heard from celebrities was based on interviews.
You just see their movie or their interview.
And
you wouldn't get to see Drew Barrymore experiencing the rain and not missing the opportunity. Like that's a more recent development.
Right. So that is very special.
I was thrilled. And that's what everyone signed. It's like that cute poster board, and I was like, yes. My mom made a gorgeous, adorable collage of like that was another fun thing at bar mitzvahs. Like the parents sometimes would make a collage of like all your like baby pictures and like growing up pictures, and you're like, oh,
we used to have montages of that, like a video montage. So I had a video montage, of course, yeah. And
everyone's watching, like, oh, you're so grown up.
Wait, my bar mitzvah was so slay.
Yeah.
When you walked in, there was a red carpet. There were fake paparazzi, kind of like
you're
your wedding.
Kidding.
I'm not kidding.
You're trying to be me.
Well, I did it first.
Oh.
Yeah. But there was fake paparazzi, but the paparazzi were kind of like, I remember they had like weird feathers in their hair. I was like, this is not paparazzi, but it was the same thing.
Yeah.
And then all the pictures that were taken, you could choose to turn it into like a keychain or
like
a magnet or something like that. And then the kiosk to get your table was like a big Oscar. And then you were like given your table. And then for the children's hors d'oeuvres, there was a green screen where you could record your own commercial with copy.
Fun.
And so there was like a teleprompter with copy, and you could choose like what commercial you wanted, and you could like do it. So that was really fun.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it was incredible. My mom thought of that. It was brilliant. Yeah, my town was
extremely bougie.
Yeah, and so there were some people that had insane bar mitzvah parties.
Yeah.
And so it was very much about like how creative can we be without doing like with, you know, some people did crazy stuff that was just so exorbitantly expensive.
I would say the bar mitzvahs I went to were less like that and more moderate. So I felt like mine was like of the upper, like this is incredible. Like people are having a wild night. I remember even our giveaways. So you would play Coke and Pepsi, which is like the best game ever.
Best game ever. You have to play it at every bar mitzvah.
Yeah.
And basically all the kids are split into 2 lines, and you all have a partner. And so you're away from your partner on the opposite sides of the dance floor. The MC would say Coke or Pepsi, and then you'd have to run to whatever side you were. But then there were like other things. Sometimes they would switch who was Coke and Pepsi. Sometimes you had to do other kind of activities.
Let me tell you, it was so drama. First of all, picking your partner for Coke and Pepsi. It's like, okay, you can either go with like a dear friend of yours, or if you're like me, I'm like, I want to win. I don't need a friendship. I need a win tonight.
Did you choose your brother?
Often, because he was very competitive and good, but he wasn't at all the bar mitzvahs.
No, but at your own bar mitzvah.
At my own, I think.
Were you with Oren? I bet you were with Oren.
So my dear friend Oren was there, and he like sprained and broke his ankle playing Coke and Pepsi.
Oh my God.
He like had to leave in crutches.
Of course.
Which happens to the best.
But he wasn't your partner.
I can't remember who my partner was.
I remember who my partner was.
Who was it?
Because mine was kind of sad.
Partner, queer.
Well, two things. I was like, in elementary school, I happened to be best friends with a lot of the popular kids. Because my best friend growing up, who was like a family friend, was super popular. And so I was best friends with them, but I was definitely bullied for being a little different. And then once we got to middle school, it was like the first day of school, it was very much like, you are not welcome here.
Yeah.
And there was like a boys' table and a girls' table. And I remember every day they were like, almost every day they would say, you're not allowed to sit at the boys' table, you're not a boy.
Oh my God.
Or they would literally be like, you're a fag, stop sitting with us.
That's so
like
mean.
Almost every single day. It was crazy.
That's so mean. They were right, but that's so mean.
I know, but I was still allowed to sit there.
Right.
They were right, but like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But yeah, so for my bar mitzvah, a lot of the like quote unquote popular kids were like some of my quote unquote best friends.
Oh.
So when I was choosing my bar mitzvah table of like who I wanted to sit with, I kind of made like a popular kids table, and then I made my table, which had some popular kids.
Right.
But literally, a lot of the popular kids ended up including like my quote unquote best friend, sat at the like popular kids table. So my table was like kind of empty.
Oh my God, that's so sad.
Which is devastating.
That's so sad.
And so then when it came to choosing like who is my partner, I thought my best friend would probably be my partner.
Yeah.
But he like in sixth grade, he did not stick up for me, and he very much was not gonna like whatever. So I didn't have a partner, so my cousin was my partner.
Oh, that's so pathetic. Which one?
Adam. He's a sweet boy.
Adam.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's my male younger cousin.
Oh,
and,
Adam. I hope you're listening, Adam. Thank you for being a partner.
I don't even
to
think he knows we do a podcast, but his dad
Adam
does.
Adam knows.
My dad and my like aunt,
Adam knows.
his dad and my aunt, my uncle and aunt, they love my Instagram and your Instagram.
As they should. And I bumped into one of your uncles.
Yeah, my other uncle.
Yeah, I'm kind of knowing the uncles.
Yeah.
But anyways, so this game, I was like, I need there to be a sickening prize for winning. Like, sickening.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is the most ornate thing I could ever think of? I was like, oh my God, what if we gave out a DVD? So we went and
I've like Never Been Kissed.
Literally of a Drew Barrymore movie. We got like
Dates.
2 Drew Barrymore movies.
Amazing.
I forget which 2 were out at the time. And it's like, whoever wins gets a Drew Barrymore DVD. And I was like, no one's ever walked away from Bar Mitzvah with like a DVD. Are you kidding?
Wait, I do feel like our Bar Mitzvahs really do represent just our approach to them like still represent us to this day.
For sure.
Where I was so focused on like the aesthetic of everything and like and things that like I remember my sign-in board, I wanted it to be all black and white pictures of me in like theater shows that I was in. And with like one in color in the center of like me at my bar mitzvah. And when it arrived, that was not what I had ordered.
Oh my God.
And it was
so many people are just not getting your vision.
No. And it was so fun. Like I was like so specific about everything. And I think they just were like, fuck this kid. Like that seems hard.
Yeah.
But I was so particular about everything when it arrived. But then at the same time, it's like when things arrived, I was like, it's okay. We will make do with what we have. Like we can't, at this point, we can't change it. So we're just going to keep moving on. And that's okay.
Okay.
And of course, you're thinking about like,
I'm like,
what are the prizes? What is the music that's playing?
The music, the aesthetic. Not at all the aesthetic.
Not the aesthetic, but you don't care about the theme, but you care about the vibes.
The vibes, like,
and I care about what it's looking like.
Right. I'm like, when people leave, how are they gonna feel?
Yeah.
You know, how are they gonna feel?
Yeah. And it's we have the same desire with different approaches.
So
and that's why
true.
Together we're the perfect team.
So true, sister.
That's why your wedding was perfect.
Yeah, so true. But yeah, I just felt like it was so fun. Like the dance floor was totally turned up. I just saw a video today of like me getting lifted in the chair, and I was like, "Ooh, I need to stitch that with me getting lifted in the chair at my wedding." Sob, sob, cry, cry. My mom's gonna love that video.
You do have to stitch that.
Oh my God, how major!
Yeah,
right? How major. Nostalgia's really in right now. Like emotions are really in, and I think that would perform strongly on TikTok.
What other moments of our
elements of a bar mitzvah?
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much to talk about.
Yeah.
I feel like,
but specifically of ours.
Oh my God, of ours.
Because then we can get into like
okay. What about like
other
food?
Ones,
like I remember there was.
Yeah.
You don't remember food? So we had like a sushi table when you walked in for the adults. And that I remember being like, wait, we're so effing major.
Yeah.
We're so effing major. And then like kids had like boring food. But I just remember whenever there was sushi at a bar mitzvah, you were like, Oh, bitch, we are.
I didn't like sushi until college when you made me try it. And I said, this is amazing.
You're kidding.
I discovered I like sushi in front of your own eyes. You don't remember that?
Oh, how about this? What level of awareness did you have about your homosexuality on your bar mitzvah day?
100%.
Like, what were you thinking about it?
What do you mean?
So, I remember being like, okay. I remember going up to do
I remember the music playing and my heart sinking because I knew that was going to be bad.
I remember going up to do my portion and being like, uh-oh, I think I'm gay and I hope God doesn't smite me down now that I'm a man, you know, so sad. But I was like,
because you were more religious.
Yeah. So
I didn't think about it in a godly way. Right. I thought about it more as I'm getting bullied for being gay.
Right.
And I'm probably gay.
Right.
But God didn't really come into play. It was more that the song outed me.
And for me, God was top of the so high up in the list. I was like, oh my God, now that I'm gonna become a man, he's gonna be so upset with me.
I didn't believe in God.
I don't know what I believed in, but because I was so young, but I was at this school and they were all like, God this, God that, gay bad, gay bad. So I was like, oh no, this is now the rules are kicking in.
Yeah. Because you're a man now.
I don't remember what I did for my mitzvah
I also remember
project.
I was like, I'm not. I remember what I did for my mitzvah project. And I also remember I was like, I'm not comfortable with being called a man. I'm a Jewish adult. I was like, I'm 13 years old. I am not a man. I am a Jewish adult.
Yeah, I don't even shave yet.
And I even, and that didn't happen until last year. But I still don't shave. I'm bearded drag queen. But I was very particular. I am a Jewish adult. And I remember the MC saying what does it mean now? And I was like, I'm a Jewish adult. He's like, no, you're a man. I'm like, no, I'm not.
It's silly. It's also interesting who you invite to a bar mitzvah because so much of it is your parents choosing. It's really family and you're okay, they'll be here. But at least for our grade was so small that we just
you did invite everyone. I did not have to invite everyone.
So you had to be very
it's interesting.
particular.
Also, my bar mitzvah the same weekend because you had a double feature. I had a double feature with one of the popular girls from the other middle school in town.
Oh,
and so there was some who are people going to go to?
Oh.
And then I also think I had a double feature with a camp girlfriend too. And so not all my camp friends could come to mine.
Got it.
But I definitely invited a million girls.
Yeah.
I definitely, and I didn't really have a lot of friends that were guys.
Right.
Except for the friends
me in the future.
Yeah. Except for the elementary school friends that I still invited, but were not sticking up for me in any way once I got to middle school and the bullying really got super bad and overt.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's why it was awkward for me because I definitely sat at the girls' table in my life. Girls were my dearest friends. But then boys did have to stay over my place that weekend because of the Shabbat.
Oh, I know. So I didn't invite a bunch of my best friends to this day because I still have best friends from elementary school, kindergarten.
Wild.
I have best friends from kindergarten.
Wild.
Right? So I didn't invite some of those people, but I also didn't. My best friend Eli, who
I know Eli,
my straight best friend Eli.
Eli, if you're listening, love you guys.
He did come to my bar mitzvah show, but I had not seen him before that in the years, and I have not seen him since. But I think he is engaged or married now. But he was not. I met him the first day of 7th grade because he moved schools. I remember coming home and being like, Mom, I have to invite him to my bar mitzvah. I made a new friend.
Yeah.
Because I was I actually made a real friend that's a boy.
Yeah.
A real true friend.
Major.
And my mom was like, no, we've invited too many kids. And then she's always regretted since then that he wasn't invited to the bar mitzvah because he actually became a true friend. But you can't trust some kid that's I made a new friend today and invite him.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
That's a little crazy.
Yeah. So I stand by her decision.
Okay. And I think that's fair.
Yeah.
And I think that's really fair. Well, so overall, we were so happy with our bar mitzvahs.
I mean, mine was crazy, which is why I turned it into a show because it just is so emblematic of the growing up gay experience.
Yeah.
And also it's just so weird 13 is one of the most awkward ages anyone could be if you're lucky to get to that age.
Right.
And to have a spotlight day about you is crazy to have.
Oh, also outfit, anything special you did?
Yeah.
Let's hear.
I decided
jock
that
strap?
real men...
You had a chromatica jock strap?
I decided real men wear pink. So I wore pink for my bar mitzvah.
Whoa,
for both,
risky.
So for and I think at the time, like, pink was a color that was in for men, but it was like definitely like a little riskier.
It was a statement.
It was a statement. And so I, for the service, I had a tie that had a pink in it, like a pink stripe repeating. And then for the party, I had a pink tie, pink shirt.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You went there, sister. My outfit was like more traditional and standard, but I had a fun tie, and I was like, and for party favors, you gave out t-shirts at the end. Oh, I also had t-shirts.
Yeah. Everyone always gave out sweatshirts for bar mitzvahs when I was in 7th grade. And so my mom was like, it's so boring. Let's think of something more creative.
Right.
And so we gave out these like tins, like cookie tins with like, that looked like movie reels.
Cute.
Which is really cute and creative.
Yeah.
But like, and they were like filled with like popcorn and like things you could bring to the movie. But I don't know. It was like definitely cute and creative, and I think like for a parent, it's like, oh my god, how amazing! But for most of the kids were like, what the fuck?
Right? They're like, what?
Like,
do I
they
do
want
with
like
this?
a t-shirt.
Yeah.
And my t-shirt that I took from you doesn't fit me anymore because I got way too buff.
You're so buff.
So buff. So if your mom has any mediums, I would still love. I'd love to. I could give you my small for medium, Lisa.
I did help design the shirts which say I partied at Donald's bar mitzvah, and then with clip art there's people dancing. It's customink.com.
Yeah, one of the worst shirts I've ever seen in my life.
I loved what I did.
Oh my god. Well, I, with my mom's friend who was a graphic designer, created my own logo that I still could use to this day. I still have some like the thank you cards from my bar mitzvah that had my logo on it.
Oh my God.
And so my initials are MW. Flip it around, it's still MW. It's not Wicked Witch. And so I'm like, I want to have a logo that you can flip around and make MW. So I like worked with her and I gave her notes, and I've like really always been this way, huh?
Yeah. Your bar mitzvah probably cost more than my wedding, and I think that's beautiful.
We should ask. I don't think so.
Honey.
Well, the graphic design was a free gift.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Obsessed with that. Okay, so now we're going to go into groupthink. And we're just going to talk about a couple bar mitzvah moments in media.
That's like really iconic moments.
Yeah, like that the group think about.
I think the first one we have to discuss is Vanessa Bayer doing
Jacob
the Bar Mitzvah boy on SNL. That is just one of, like, she just nailed exactly what a bar mitzvah is like. If you've never seen it, do your fucking homework.
Yeah, basically at the bar mitzvah, like after you do your whole Torah portion, you have to give some sort of speech
at the service.
Talking about the Torah portion and what you learned from it. And it's all very formulaic, and for some reason everyone delivers it like exactly the same way.
And it's so interesting because it's also written exactly the same. And I imagine now with ChatGPT,
right,
like, you already basically had the formula.
Yeah.
I obviously did something completely different. Okay. But you had the formula, and like they always do it exactly the same. And she nails exactly how everyone does it. And you always have to make like a few punny jokes about your like Zadie.
Yeah, your siblings. Like, even though you could be really annoying sometimes. Yeah. And she really nails like the cadence of it and being like, welcome
and being shy
to my bar mitzvah. When I first went to, it's like just so perfect the way she does it. I can't even. That actually, we didn't get into, but like, do you remember what your tour portion was about or what it was called?
So it's because I did that show about my bar mitzvah.
Oh, right. You remember
I went details. Back to like I watched my full bar mitzvah. Wow. I watched my full party to like write the show.
Yeah.
And I want to do that show again because there were a few things I wasn't able, like, I mean, I guess I had like a short video of those moments in it.
Yeah.
With me like doing that speech too, like of the actual bar mitzvah itself. But I wanted other things about it. But I also like, I wanted to figure out how to like play Coke and Pepsi on stage. Right. And like, I wanted to figure out certain aspects of the bar mitzvah that are like key things that I didn't necessarily get to choose. But I forget in this moment what it was about, but it was something about, I think it was like something with Sukkot.
Got it. Mine was called Vayakel, and it was the most boring portion in the whole world. It's basically...
Wasn't yours like counting things?
Basically.
Yeah.
It was like just talking about the building of this temple, and it was like, and then we added in 3 bricks, and then we added in 4 logs. And then there's like no story there. It's like very literal of how to build this building. And I was like... And I learned that like even boring things can be important.
No, you didn't.
I learned so much.
You learned nothing. I remember my my mitzvah project.
Yeah,
I just like worked at a soup kitchen for a while.
Oh my god, you love soup. Okay, so back to media, honey. So that SNL one is incredible.
Yeah.
Also, Adam Sandler's daughter's film.
Well, it's his film that stars his daughter.
Correct.
Called "You're So Not Invited to My Bar Mitzvah,"
Yeah.
and the whole movie is about how important the entrance is. So that was really triggering for me.
Yeah.
Really triggering for me.
I thought that movie was like so true to Bar Mitzvahs, like in that season and that time and that era.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I feel like it didn't land the plane in the way I would have enjoyed it because it did get a little outlandish.
Yeah, it did. I think a better representation of the awkwardness of a bar mitzvah.
The perfect representation of a bar mitzvah is
Pen 15.
Yes, so incredible. They nail the awkwardness. They nail the like wanting to slow dance, wanting to grind.
Yeah.
Like the gifting of things. Just how awkward.
There would be grind lines.
There would be grind lines. Did you have that? Probably at camp.
Briefly, my camp friends would get into that. And be like, to the windows.
Sweat down my balls. Oh, yeah. That was always a moment. And do you know what else was always a moment?
What's that?
The final song. And it was 3 choices.
Yeah.
Either I've had the time of my life or 525 hours.
That was not one in my life.
That was always.
Really?
Or there was one other
Last Dance.
Yes, Last Dance. It was always those 3, and that's when you knew the bar mitzvah was coming to
But now I've heard one of the famous ones is Lupa 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 Chalupa. Lupa Chalupa.
I wonder if anyone else will know this reference.
You're not going to know this reference, but the day that this comes out, I'll post it on my story so you like really understand why I keep saying this, because it's such an important TikTok. The artist, in case you're wondering who the artist is.
It's AI.
Well, just like the account, if you want to follow the account. It's called Lupa Silibi. Lupa, Lupa, and then Silibi, and like I'll just like play a quick clip so you all know like what I'm singing.
Lupa libi silibi, la 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 la, ay hi hi hi. Lupa za lupa shamupa libi silibi, la 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 la, ay hi hi.
Great.
And for some reason I can't stop saying that Lupa Chalupa, so that's what that is.
I love that so much. So that movie, I think Adam Sandler has just added so much to the lexicon of Judaism entertainment, which is awesome. What were some other? Oh, we have to talk about this one.
What?
13 the musical. I know you're not a musical
I don't know that
diva,
at all.
but this is Ariana Grande's Broadway debut.
Oh.
So Ariana Grande actually was playing a small role in 13 the musical. And 13 the musical, it's about a boy that's turning 13 that is having a bar mitzvah.
How old is she during it?
13. And so he moves out of New York City to like a small town. And he has to have a bar mitzvah, but he doesn't have any friends there anymore. And he's like, has to like make friends and invite people to his bar mitzvah.
Yeah.
And Ariana Grande did not have any singing, like any solos in the entire show. So her mother marched into the office of Disney Channel and she said, we're going to make history. No, apparently, rumor has it that she marched into the producer's office. And when she left, Ariana had a full number.
Wow.
And I think she like wrote a fat check too.
And she was 13 years old.
She was 13.
And
the musical is interesting because they cast everyone in the cast was 13.
Yeah.
And everyone in the orchestra was 13 as well.
So
I didn't
authentic.
see it, but Ariana Grande was in it.
She probably weighed more then than she does now.
Yeah, it's so fucking sad.
So sad. We're thinking of her.
So sad.
13 going on 30.
13 going on 30, another
bar
movie.
mitzvah.
Yeah, I mean, another 13 moment.
Another 13 moment.
Friday the 13th.
Oh, I love that one.
Yeah.
I really love also in Sex and the City. Samantha has an episode where she hires. She gets hired to do the PR for a bat mitzvah.
Bat mitzvah for
and she's like, I have 30 A-list guests will be at this bat mitzvah. The Clintons couldn't go, but everyone else will be there. And Samantha's like, we'll see if we can get in sync.
Yeah.
But she's like hating
she hates having to work for this 13-year-old.
Yeah.
And it's played by Kat Jennings. right? That's her name.
Kat Dennings.
Kat Dennings.
Yeah.
Who was in Two Broke Girls.
Nora's
Girls. Infinite Playlist or whatever.
Where has she been, by the way?
I don't know, but she actually also grew up in my hometown.
Ah!
Yeah. So she probably came to my bar mitzvah.
Oh, man, fun.
Yeah, she didn't, but she could have.
Oh, she could have.
I think she's older than me.
But yeah, I guess those are like the main media references.
I kind of want to talk about like a crazy, just because we're talking about Judaism a lot, I want to talk about a crazy thing that happened to me this weekend.
What?
That is like actually kind of super dark.
Let's talk about it.
But I want to talk about it.
Let's get dark.
So we are here like celebrating Judaism in like a really fun, cutie way. And I think obviously anti-Semitism has been on the rise in the world in the last bunch of years. And there also has been a rise of Jewish people kind of turning in a bad way politically. And
thinking that the solutions to anti-Semitism are ones that are not real solutions.
Yeah.
AKA... Well,
I'll just tell this. So there's this one guy that I have met over the years. We literally met off Grindr, and we've seen each other out every once in a while. 2 summers ago, I was doing a show at Asbury Park at Paradise, which is an amazing bar, and he was there with his husband. And I'm like, oh my God, what are you doing here? Like, you live in New York City. He's like, I actually have a place right outside Asbury.
Incredible.
I ended up staying over that next night and like at his beautiful house, and I had the most incredible time. Ever since then, he's wanted me to come back.
Mm-hmm.
And so last weekend I went back, and it was him, his husband, who is an immigrant, and also Jewish, but an immigrant, and his 4 other of his friends.
Mm-hmm.
I get there Saturday. We are having the best time. Party. We go to Paradise. We're having the most incredible time. I am drinking down, honey. We get back to his place at 2-ish a.m. and we're sitting on the couch. And suddenly, I don't know how this conversation happened. He starts talking about how I need to be on board with Donald Trump. Because if I'm not, Donald Trump is the person that's going to to end anti-Semitism. And
insane.
If I don't, and he was also saying there's a rise of Islam in the world, and because of that rise of Islam, that there's going to be a second Holocaust by the year 2070.
Oh,
and if I'm not on board with Donald Trump, then I'm causing this problem. And that I've been so privileged my whole life that I'm blind to this. And I was like, I have been really privileged my whole life.
Yeah, but separate issue.
Experience that privilege differently than you do. And he went on and on and on, and I was like, can we not talk, can we talk about anything else? But there I was, it's 2, 3 a.m.
Were there other people in this conversation?
No one else was in the room. Everyone else was outside at the pool. And
where did he get this information?
That's what I'm so curious about, because I'm like, and he's not on social media. He's not on Instagram. He's not on TikTok. So he said that his mom and uncle had a falling out because of politics.
Oh my God.
And his mom, I found out, is a Trumper. I found a little before this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, she probably had this exact same conversation with the uncle, and that's why. And then I heard him go into his bedroom, have a big fight with his husband, I think about this.
Yeah.
I think his husband agrees with him, but then he came back and apologized to me for bringing it up and said that he was being insensitive.
The next morning or that night?
No, that night.
Oh, wow.
But I literally couldn't fall asleep because I was so sick to my stomach. But I just, growing up Jewish, obviously I grew up very Reform. I grew up kind of hating going to Hebrew school, and my town was so Jewish that it didn't even feel like a big identity to have.
Yeah.
And it was so typical that it didn't feel like that. That was just not a difference I felt ever. And so I feel like I took Judaism for granted.
Mm-hmm.
And I also just have never really enjoyed organized religion.
Yeah.
And the aspects of Judaism that I enjoy are very much I think that obviously most religion is homophobic and has really strict rules that are crazy. But I do think Judaism overall is be kind to others, and people that are disenfranchised, we need to uplift them.
Mm-hmm.
We need to give them mitzvot, and we need to support.
Parts of the religion are
parts of the religion are like that, and that's the parts that I've taken that I enjoy. And I think that's the parts of my Reform Judaism that was taught to me. And it just, to me, Judaism is very much about supporting someone who has less and isn't as privileged. It was at least my experience with it. And we learned so much about the Holocaust and them saying like never again, never again.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel that this man particularly, and there's other people out there too, are taking never again as never again for Jews.
Yeah.
And we will prevent that in all means necessary, but not never again for anyone.
Right.
Because never again means never again for anyone.
Right.
That all people need to be equal and we need to uplift everyone.
Yeah.
And it just fucking terrifies me that he was saying all this stuff, and I felt like I was in Get Out because like I had no idea. It was like a horror movie reveal.
That is shocking. Yeah, that's like,
it was completely utterly shocking. And like throughout the day, he was making some off color jokes.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't love that, but I'm like getting to know him as a person, and then it was kind of like, oh well, connecting all these dots.
How can you be gay in MAGA?
Yeah, and he said he's a single issue voter.
Oh.
And this is his single issue.
Wow.
But it's like, he has an immigrant husband. I was like, what about ICE? And he's like, oh, you think, he's like, because they killed a bunch of people? He's like, they haven't even killed that many people. I'm like, one person is enough. One person is enough.
God.
It's crazy. I just don't understand it. It's so fascinating.
Did he realize like that it's a wild thing to be gay in MAGA? Like, he's like, I know you probably...
He also said, he's like, you're the only Jewish person I know that doesn't believe this.
What?
And I said, then we must be hanging out with really different people because literally no one I know is believing what you're believing.
Yeah, that's insane.
And that is crazy.
Trump is not the solution to anything positive.
No. Period.
Like, that's just it.
Unless you loved death and destruction.
Oh my God.
And bacterial lettuce.
Yeah.
Like,
that is so scary. So then you got out of that home.
Well, the next day.
Yeah.
But I wanted to stay for my friend's drag show, which was at 7 p.m.
Yeah.
So I just kind of was like antisocial the next day.
Yeah.
And I just felt so awkward. He also woke up like really angry. And he was like making like jabs at everyone. And someone was even like, wow, you're like really angry right now. And I was like, it's probably because of last night.
Yeah.
I just felt so uncomfortable.
I mean, understandably
I feel like kind of crazy, like publicly speaking this out loud.
You should.
A million
viewers.
Our million
viewers need to know about that. People are out there.
I do think you need, like, be vigilant. People are out there and
be vigilant.
I just hated Judaism, which is happening right now, but Judaism being used to support hate and being used to like support malicious views.
Yeah.
And I can't stand for that.
And we won't stand for that. And sorry, those gays, but you're not invited to our bar mitzvahs.
Yeah.
You are so not invited
to my bar mitzvahs.
Okay, now we're going to get to the final segment which
what
do you even think? So here's our bar mitzvah twist word, okay?
Okay.
We are going to say the name of someone who was invited to our bar mitzvahs. And you're going to have to kind of guess who that person was, what their vibe was.
Yeah.
And what their vibe was, who they were.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you a name, okay?
Give it to me.
I want you to tell me, what do you even think about Aliza Zach?
Aliza Zach was your like go-to girl at your growing up and your bar mitzvah. You just... like she was one of your best friends in school. She obviously you grew up like in an Orthodox town, so she had like 7 million siblings, and she probably didn't love that you were gay, but I think most people didn't even realize you were gay,
right?
And she just loved that you were a good time,
right?
And I think at this point now she probably is married with like 5 million kids, and you don't talk to her anymore. But at the time she was your like go-to girl.
And that's time. Whoa, right at 1 minute. Okay. Honestly, not too far off. So Aliza Zach was a girl in my grade who was really fun, but was kind of considered a whore. And she even got kicked out of school because they found out that she was like a whore, I guess.
Oh my God.
I mean, not a whore. She just had like hooked up with people. I don't know how they found this out, but they kicked her out.
Out of school?
Yeah. I was once suspended for a day because I got caught giving her a hug in class. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I was suspended.
You're basically Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm a rule follower.
Because you supported the whore.
Yeah, right. And she and I gave each other a hug once, and a teacher walked in and said, get out. And we got sent to the principal's office. They suspended me. They called my mom at work.
Oh, yeah.
And she was like, don't ever call me with something like this again. Put that kid back in class.
I have so many Jewish stories I'm thinking of right now.
So many Jewish stories.
Can I tell like a really quick one before we do this?
Really quick one.
So, well, this is actually about my brother, but my grandma Mamsie, who's almost going to be 92 in September. She is like the sweetest, kind of meek, supportive woman. Like, I could literally take a shit on stage and she would say that was the best piece of art she's ever seen. And my brother got...
Your mom does that too. Keep going.
Yeah, totally. But we're talking about Mamsie.
Yeah.
My brother got an in-school suspension from Hebrew school and had to stay late after school. And they put him in... They locked them in the temple, wherever they do...
In the chokey? No.
Basically.
Yeah.
And... my grandma comes in and she's like, where's Alex? I need to pick him up from school.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, he's in detention. And she says, my grandson is an honor student at Welsh Valley Middle School. He does not stay for detention. And then she marched in, she opened the door, she said, come on, Alex, we're leaving. And that's just not anything my grandma would ever do. But she does not suffer fools.
Yeah.
And like, she really
I
stuck
want to do
up for my
something
brother.
like, come on, we're leaving.
Yeah.
I need to do that.
Yeah, movie moment right there.
Yes. Okay, so give me a name.
I'm thinking between two, and I'm going to say Nicole Sutliff.
Okay, and my time
starts now.
Nicole Sutliff was the tomboy of the grade. Yeah, all the other girls were girly, girly, girly. They loved dancing, they loved theater, they loved makeup. But she was just a tomboy at heart. And that's why people were like, is she queer? Is she queer? But we didn't have words like queer then, so they said, big fat lesbo,
which is different than queer.
Yeah, which is different from queer.
Yeah.
The vocabulary existed differently. And so she would play her sports all the time after school. But you guys kind of connected over not that, because like you're not a sports guy.
Mm.
You connected over just sitting near each other in class and always having a laugh. And that's my time.
So you are right about one thing.
She's a girl.
Well, she is a girl.
Yeah.
You're right about two things.
Okay.
She was like one of my close friends at the time of my bar mitzvah, and I remember her being one of the like few popular girls that like stayed at my table and sat at my table and did not move to the other table.
Yeah.
And it's like I like reconnected with her over the years.
Yeah.
But she was like in the popular girl group, and some of them were like very vapid and mean. But she was always like really sweet and wonderful, and I really like cherished her. And this is something I've never shared or uttered in the whole world.
This is a you think
and this
exclusive.
Is such a weird thing to share or say or even have done. But my bar mitzvah wish, this is so weird.
Is this like obsession?
No, no. My bar mitzvah wish was Nicole. I think one of them was like, I don't want Nicole to become like a mean popular girl because she's becoming friends with them.
Whoa.
And that was my wish.
It's like the
one. I think I had two. And my other wish was like, I want to be on Broadway. Yeah, it was very much the plastics.
Wow.
But it's funny because I reconnected with her on Instagram like X amount of years ago when I started doing drag, because I think she's either bisexual or a lesbian.
Oh, I knew there was queer energy.
But she never that was never something that I even considered growing up, because she was like, she still is like more girly, but she's very like girly and feminine growing up. She was with all the like popular girls wearing pink and all that shit. Yeah. She did play field hockey, but besides that, and I feel like she was like good at it. So you were right about that too.
I felt that.
But yeah, I needed to share that because
thank you for sharing that.
Isn't that a weird thing to wish?
No, when you're 13, it's like those are the things
that you think about. And then I was gonna say a different person, because there was another girl who was wearing a tube dress and her dress fell off and her boobies got exposed, and she ran to the bathroom and cried. And I went into the girls' bathroom and I was like, "Listen, I know that that's horrible and really embarrassing, but this is my special day, and you are my dear friend, and I need you out there having an amazing time." And I was like, and if anyone thinks that that's embarrassing, then who cares about them, because they're wrong.
Such drama at your bar mitzvah.
Yeah.
Well, this was the bar mitzvah special of You Think.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu Last man you think.
Thank you so much for listening. You know, next week we'll be back to our regular programming that's not Bar Mitzvah themed, but we really want to give you a special treat. Think of it as our giveaway from our Bar Mitzvah.
Yeah, you get a t-shirt or a little tin can that looks like a movie reel.
And keep thinking and keep your thinking caps on.
Thank Hashem. Yay!
That was so thinky.
So thinky.
You Think is produced and edited by Straight Luke, aka Luke Martin, and Kind of Sort of by Peter Schum.
Art by Curtis Brown and music by Jack Rayner.